And let's get to some pre-recording, shall we? By starting off talking about this. Now, you may have noticed that, remember that over 5 years ago, Marvel announced a Blade movie with Mahershala Ali. And it may have skipped your, attention that we still don't have that movie. Every other movie that they announced at that event has been shot, edited, put out in theaters, and is out on home video. All of the other ones, but not Blade. Look, they've had a lot of drama with writers and directors and all this kind of stuff, and even some doubtful language coming from Kevin Feige recently that has led some people to believe that very quietly, Marvel has already canceled Blade. But according to one Marvel executive, Brad Winderbaum, who's like the head of Disney Plus and all Marvel things streaming and all that kind of stuff, he just made a comment talking about Agatha all along. They're promoting that show right now. Mm-hmm. He just made a comment that made it sound like, listen, Blade's still alive. This is what Brad Winderbaum said. He said this: I think that it goes back to the filmmaker's intent. The horror on screen in Agatha is going to be different than the horror on screen in Marvel Zombies, which is going to be different than the horror on screen in Blade. It was different than the horror on screen in Moon Knight. It really depends on the vision of the filmmaker and on what horror cues you're pulling from. And that's not just unique to horror. It's unique to any genre we're playing with. Obviously, there's many different ways to tell a story. All right. So, in today's Big Bow gift wrap package for Rayora comes the suggestion that maybe, just maybe, Blade might still be alive. Now, to be fair, Kevin Feige has been talking recently about that they're committed to Blade. They want to make it the best thing they can. They don't want to rush it out the door. They want to take their time with it. And
well, they've accomplished that.
Yeah.
Ray just giggles. Ray just laughs.
Take their time, okay?
You don't want to, because 5 years might be rushing it. They want to get it right. So it does sound like it's still alive. But I want to throw this out there. I think we are now in danger of being in the same situation with Blade that we were in with Edgar Wright's Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm, where it's moved on from the story.
Exactly. Remember, Edgar Wright was going to make Ant-Man, but they made that announcement prior to the MCU really getting up and running. And then after some delays, the MCU had already gotten pretty far into its development, and all of a sudden now, the movie they agreed to make with Edgar Wright no longer really fit in with the MCU with where it was at. And ultimately and amicably, Edgar Wright left, Peyton Reed came in, made a great Ant-Man movie. But, and I feel like we're kind of in the same spot with Blade now. Like 5 years ago, they may have thought, we're going to make this kind of Blade movie. Can that really happen? Mahershala Ali's not getting any younger. So, I don't know, Chris, I think this is an encouraging thing to hear. Like, it sounds like it's very casual. Oh, yeah, it's like the kind of horror we're going to get in Blade. So it sounds like it's almost a foregone conclusion to him that we're going to get the Blade movie. Should be pointed out, though, that Winderbaum is not a part of the Marvel theatrical team.
That was what I was going to say.
But, he's still saying it's coming. Feige still says it's coming.
Yeah.
How much credence should we get this comment from Winderbaum?
I mean, everything with a grain of salt, right? Because there's two schools of thought here. Is that Deadpool theoretically already told us that we're not going to have Blade. With there's only ever going to be one Blade. Mm-hmm. And then we
But that was a joke, because Deadpool looked at the screen like, who's going to tell him?
Sure.
Or was it?
But also, maybe not. Who's to say? This all just feels there's a wonderful phrase in the South called fixin'. I'm fixing to do that. I'm fixing to get that done. Because time is nebulous and a construct that we've all made up. So there's no actual timelines for anything. And that's how I feel about the Blade movie. At some point in time, there will be a Blade movie with horror that is specific to Blade. Is it this movie? Is it with this man?
Ali?
Who's to say? And that's how this all feels right now, which is just a bummer because Ray, I know, is really excited about this movie. And honestly, Mahershala Ali might be getting younger. He actually could be a real vampire because the dude looks great.
Yep.
He is aging very, very wonderfully. But all those stunts, all those other things, plus you have all the production people that they still need to put in place, solidifying how this movie is going to move forward.
Theoretically, we still don't even have a script.
No. Oh, and we're still saying that this is like maybe going to come out in 2025? No.
Oh, no chance.
There's no world. There's no world. So I really am hopeful that this movie is going to happen. And this does give me a little boost of encouragement, but it also does feel like a soundbite that is just Yeah, there
To
will
me,
be a Blade
to me
movie at
it's
some
like
point.
even if they fit it into the MCU, is this going to be a Shang-Chi issue where like we see him, finally we get Blade, but the next one's not for like 6-7 years.
Honestly,
so
we're
then what's
probably
the
going to get Shang-Chi before we
well
get
no,
to
well they and then it's just like what's the point if you're going to do that?
Yeah.
I mean, and then where he says obviously there's many different ways to tell a story. One is not to tell it at all.
that's
So-
one way.
That's the problem.
It's
We
one
have
way
too
to go
many
about it.
screenwriters.
Yeah.
Now
Too many stories.
this update, it came from someone interviewing the man, right? And asking,
Yeah.
I would have felt a lot better if Marvel just came out and gave an update, meaning like they've been hearing all the rumors, the cancellation rumors,
Well,
and
Kevin
they wanted
Feige
to put a
has,
stop.
though.
They wanted to put a stop to it, like if
Kevin
they.
Feige has given that update. He
Oh,
said,
okay.
listen, we're still working on it.
Okay.
He said, we just want to make sure we get it right. I mean, that's the update. I mean, but you're right, Kurt. There's no way it's making that 2025 date. Now, as far as time being a fake construct, I got some gray in my hair up here that would suggest otherwise, but whatever. We want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's episode, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. And PrizePicks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Unlike other apps on PrizePicks, it's just you against the numbers. All you have to do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 players' stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. PrizePicks is the best way to get action on sports in most states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. You see, PrizePicks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. And I was pleasantly surprised by just how quick and easy it was to get set up and registered and ready to go. Here's a couple of examples of picking your more or less. Tyreek Hill for more than 90 receiving yards, Dak Prescott for more than 263 passing yards, and CeeDee Lamb for more than 96 receiving yards. So guys, download the PrizePicks app today and use the code CAMPEA and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CAMPEA on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks. Run your game. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about the Marvel exec is saying, hey, this Blade movie still be alive. It's gonna come. But is it the Mahershala Ali one, or does he maybe not know what he's talking about? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.